Hello everyone and welcome to this session of Candid Photography. I'm Rohan and I have with me my colleague Aman from the Nikon India technical team. So Aman, we are talking about candid photography. For our viewers, could you explain what is candid photography?
Well, Rohan, candid photography is when your subject is unaware about your presence, that you are clicking their picture. What candid photography does, it is able to capture the real essence and emotion of the subject. Now, for example, when you are asking someone to say cheese, you're in fact asking them to pose for you. Now, just imagine if you're just shooting them candidly, you're able to capture their natural expressions, which is far much more better in comparison to a posed shot.
Yes, quite true. Though, sometimes posed shots also work, but to capture the essence of the moment, to get the real feeling, the real expression on someone's face is definitely great. That is what candid photography deals with. So, Aman, to explain candid photography better to our viewers, I think it can be categorized into a few other sections where we can approach this in a much better way. What do you think those sections would be?
Well, Rohan, we can categorize it into two different ways. One is your journalistic approach and another is your directorial approach. So in the journalistic approach, which is more like a street photography thing where you are just moving out of your space and walking on a road, you're going to the market and you're just shooting as and when what you see something amazing.
So your subject is completely unawares and you just, like we said before, that grab the essence, grab that little movement, that little expression on its face, probably in a marketplace where there's money exchanging hands.
Absolutely.
Somebody doing some kind of a transaction.
Right.
And maybe another
somebody pointing somewhere.
Correct. Or maybe just a tourist at a architectural monument or
Right.
something, trying to take a picture of the monument.
Absolutely.
Such situations where people are actually not aware. That's what your candid approach in the journalistic way is.
Right.
Okay. How would you define directorial approach?
Well, Rohan, directorial approach is in a more controlled environment where you're asking your subjects to pose in a manner, but the final result is more in a candid way.
Okay. So for our viewers, the directorial approach is a more controlled environment. You have much more control in your hands. So, Aman, I think we should share another tip for our viewers here.
Right.
That whenever they want to, do candid photography the directorial way, they should, have a good rapport building session with the people that they're about to shoot.
Absolutely.
And this goes out especially for people who are interested in, candid and wedding photography and where they use mostly the directorial approach.
Absolutely, Rohan. Nowadays, this trend of candid photography is picking up a lot, and the youngsters which are getting married day to day, they really want their pictures not to be the ones which their parents like, the ones which were like post ones,
ways,
right?
Yeah.
And they want it to be shot in a candid way, that they go out to some parks, they go out to some monuments, and get their shots done.
So they're just meeting each other, they're just walking around and as a couple would do.
Definitely.
And the photographer just becomes invisible and captures those moments.
Right.
Though he's telling them in compositionally how they should walk or where they should be.
Yep.
But the final result comes out as if they have not been posed.
Yeah, that is what is all about the controlled environment.
So Aman, I think for people who like to do candid photography with a more controlled environment, the directorial approach is the way to go.
Definitely.
And just for our viewers, before you go in and actually do the shoot, we would suggest doing a lot of homework. By homework I mean look at reference shots of other photographers and look at their work, get ideas, and that just helps you build a nice memory bank.
Right.
And when you're actually on the field, helps you take some good pictures.
Yeah. You're not in fact copying them, you're just trying to get the same essence in the pictures.
Yes, like I said, have a good memory bank of nice pictures in your mind, so that when you're working on the field, you get better compositions and you get better looking images for your clients or for your loved ones, family, anybody who's getting married in your family, or even if you just wanted great pictures. So I want to demonstrate the directorial as well as the journalistic approach towards candid photography. Let us head out and get some images.
Absolutely.
And for our viewers, we'll be telling you what gear we are using and what kind of settings we have on our camera depending on the light and the environment on the go.
Right.
So let's head out and get some great images.
Let's go.
So Aman, it's a It's been a rainy morning and we've been waiting for the skies to open up a little bit. But for our viewers, hi, we are here in Kerala today, in Kumarakam. And like we spoken to you about, the different types of candid photography we do. There is a directorial approach and then a journalistic approach. This is a bustling market, and let's see what produce we have today here.
Let's go. Why not do one thing?
Yeah.
You take this approach, I'll take another approach. Let's see what we get.
All right. All the best, Aman, then.
All right. See ya.
So now, as you all can see, this is a fish market, and everything around here is very, it's colorful, it's bustling. There's a lot of transactions happening in the market. So this is the kind of environment where candid photography comes out really nice. See, there are different kinds of expression. There is money changing hands. There are transactions happening. There's a lot to be captured here. Just so that you know what kind of gear I'm using today, I have a D750 with a 70-200 lens mounted. Why I've chosen a longer focal length is because I do not want to be spotted by the people while I'm actually taking these pictures, because that will kind of, influence them on looking towards the camera. That is one thing we are not really looking forward to when we're doing candid photography, because we want to capture the real moments here, the real expressions. So we will try and go ahead and look into, how the scene moves and what kind of activity is happening here, and try and capture that. Most of the time, you do use a longer focal length to stay, keep people not concentrating on you, or do not, try to stay off their radars so that they don't look at you and get aware. However, at other times when you need to get in close and you need a wider angle, you can shift your lenses, maybe use a 24-70 or a wider focal length, a lens like I'm using a D30-300 camera here with an 18-140 lens. What this will give me is a wider perspective, a wider angle to capture this, this movement, this whole scene over here, what the fish market in the morning actually looks like. This is not the angle that I'm looking for right now. Okay, so if you just saw what happened here, I'm trying to take a picture of a lady and she refused. So because she saw a big camera in my hand and probably didn't want her picture clicked. Certain times when things like this happen, you have to respect the other person's privacy and move on. Never mind, maybe we'll get another shot, or maybe from a different angle we can grab another shot. But at the moment, let's go from here and go ahead and see what we have. So I'm going to try and take some shots here, and that is just, those shots are going to show you and describe what the market is today, this morning. So I think I've got a few nice shots here. So it's been a fruitful morning so far. Let's go ahead and see what Aman's been doing and find out if he's been able to get some nice shots.
As Rohan is shooting in a fish market, we've come to another market over here. And as I can see, we've got a lot of colors over here because of the vegetables and fruits. Plus there's some clothes market as well. Now our main aim here is to capture different aspects of street life. Let's see how it goes. Let's continue. A lot of different aspects which we need to cover. So firstly, what I would like to tell you is, like, shooting in such an environment, you would need to shoot in either in A mode or P mode. Why would I choose an A mode is because I want to take care of my depth of field, and I can control what elements I want in my frame and what elements I want defocused. Let's see. We'll try to take some shots and explain it. It's always nice to interact with the localites, and they also feel nice. You should always be polite and should always be thankful to them. and they'll give you nice expressions at times, because Candid is not only about capturing moments where people are not aware. It's also about getting those light-hearted moments as well. Yeah, thank you. There was a transaction which was happening between two people, and I was able to capture that. This is something, one of those things which you need to capture while you're shooting street.
Hi Aman,
Hey Rohan,
how did it go for you?
great, yeah, how about you?
Very good. Did you manage to get some good shots?
Oh, definitely. I did pull out some good shots. So what?
Wonderful. Even me though the weather is like this, but I managed to get some great shots.
Great, great, great.
So let's do one thing, since we've already spoken about the journalistic view of, way of taking pictures, candid pictures.
Right.
Let's go to another location where we can talk about the directorial way.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Let's
So,
go.
Yeah. So guys, we already spoke about the journalistic approach towards candid photography. Here we are now on a houseboat, and we'd be talking about the directorial approach towards candid photography. So to demonstrate this, we have Jay and we have Kanchan on board. Guys, if you could join us. Hi Jay. So Kanchan and Jay, as you know, we are talking about the directorial approach towards photography. I'm sure we'll be able to take some really nice images.
Okay, guys, just relax. Be yourselves. Don't worry about anything. You don't really need to pose. Just talk to each other and be comfortable. All right. Yeah, that's a nice one.
So Aman, since
Rohan.
we've been getting some brilliant shots, just
Yeah.
for our viewers, if you could tell them, looking at the light right now, what the settings are, what kind of a camera or lens are you using?
All right. So as far as the settings are concerned, as of now, I have the shutter speed at 1/500th of a second. My f-stop is 4.5 and my ISO is about 1/60th. Okay guys, if you could just move on to this position. All right, and you, Jay, just put your arm around her. All right, your right one. And Kanchan, if you could just bend your back a little bit, it'll give you a better posture. All right.
So if you see what Aman's doing, he's taking pictures and he's just left our models to actually talk to each other, and he's just moved them a little bit so that there is better light on them. So like we said, this is the directorial approach towards candid photography. Now it may seem a little staged to you, but over here we're trying to demonstrate how you can actually, in situations where it's your family, friends, or you're on a vacation, or maybe there's a event or a ceremony or celebrations at home, you can do such things and get amazing pictures. So this approach towards candid photography is really nice. All you have to keep in mind is the light, the direction of light, where it is coming from, a few camera settings, and you can make amazing pictures. It is very important that we do this exercise, because while you're taking pictures, you should always show how the pictures are coming out to your subject or to your models, or if you're shooting your family members or friends, you should always share images with them, because that shows them how they're looking on the screen or how they're looking in the picture, which helps them to be a little conscious and give you better poses, or maybe give you better pictures. So Aman, how was your shoot today?
Oh, it was great. We got some great shots, and I would love to get back and start reviewing them for our viewers soon.
Wonderful. So yes, today we had a brilliant day shooting. It was outdoors. We also managed to get ourselves on a houseboat and click in this lovely scene today. So we've covered the directorial approach of candid photography, also the journalistic approach of candid photography. What we'd like to do now is head back to the studio, review some images and share some amazing tips with you guys, so that you can go ahead and go out and explore this genre of photography for yourselves. So Aman, here we are back in the studio after a great shoot in Kerala.
Right.
And we were able to grab images for both the directorial as well as journalistic approach towards candid photography.
Absolutely.
So why don't we review the images?
Right.
Aman, let's review this first image.
Wow, Rohan, this is a great capture at the fish market.
Yeah, you can see, the fisherman is really lively and really happy to, arrange his produce early in the morning, starting his day with all that energy. I just loved, clicking this image because the expression on his face, the energy that it brought out,
Right.
it was just very nice.
And even the cardboard which is there, it's acting like a natural reflector, emphasizing the feel of the picture furthermore.
Yeah, technically speaking, yes, the lid of the box is reflecting some of the light back, though I didn't have that in mind, but yes, now when you point it out, it is. And the best part of this image is he's just not aware that somebody is clicking.
Right.
That's how, journalistic approach of photography is. It helps you capture these little moments,
The natural expressions.
with natural expressions. Let's look at our second image.
The second image, as you can see, Rohan, I shot when I was at the vegetable market. The seller over here is trying to get the attention of the buyers over there.
I know, I can see, it's all the vegetables behind and how he's trying to convince and give a thumbs up that, his produce is the best.
Absolutely.
Very nice expression captured here too.
Right.
Let's look at the third image. This image, another one that I shot at, the fish market. This is a very happy seller, and, people over there were very happy around. I mean, there was just too much energy. You know, he's holding up this nice pomfret fish in his hand, and he's trying to, sell it to one of the buyers over there. It was just a very happy moment, and that conversation happening between both the buyer and the seller was just made for a very nice picture.
Yeah, it showcases how comfortable he is in his own profession and loves to do what he does.
Yeah, so I mean, such kind of images just kind of relate and tell you what the environment was like at that particular time.
Right.
So these are certain images that we've chosen for the the journalistic approach.
Right.
Let's have a look at a few images that show the directorial approach towards candid photography.
Absolutely. As you can see in this next image, we have the couple placed on the boat on the further end, and it's at the sea.
Yeah,
now,
it's just almost there at the tip of the boat.
Right.
Yeah.
They were really careful about, otherwise they would have fallen down.
Yeah, and this, though it is posed, Aman, I think, is this posed?
Well, yes, it is posed, but then again, we've shot it in a manner that it again looks candid. And even while you're shooting pictures, something which you can see over here, that the picture is a little bit darker, or we could put it in a way that it's actually a
somewhat
silhouette.
of a silhouette.
Yeah.
Yes, they kind of communicate the message, the intimacy between the couple. So it looks nice. It's a great image, though there's the expanse of the the huge lake or the river that was the Kerala backwaters.
Right.
And just a brilliant image.
Okay. And in the next image, you can see it's just the opposite of the previous image. Now here the light is right onto the faces of the couple, and you get that catch light also in their eyes, and the evening light is really well, and it's forming those perfect curvatures on the faces.
So you mean to say the light is nicely wrapping around their faces,
Absolutely.
nice hair light,
Absolutely.
and there's that golden hour, so you've got that light very nicely, and it, just the light and just the ambience of the whole scene brings in the warmth.
Right.
So, another tip for all the, people who like to click wedding pictures, post-wedding shoots and all, like I mentioned before, build a rapport. Over here also, Aman directed these people to, be in a certain place, pose a certain way, turn a certain direction, but the end result comes out really nice.
Right.
So this is how we can actually, direct people, tell people what to do and get natural pictures.
Yeah, and also while we're doing that, we can show those images to them. That gives them the motivation to do much more better, and they're able to gain more confidence. Right.
Yes, because they're seeing the image, they know what you want actually, and they can relate to it better and give you a great image.
Absolutely.
So that is all for this session of Candid Photography. We were able to cover both the directorial as well as the journalistic approach towards candid photography and review a few images.
Absolutely.
Though we did review only a few images with our viewers, but we leave you with a collection of images that we collected during our trip.
Right.
And until the next time, these are your Nikon buddies, Rohan and Aman, signing off.